The Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE. It's electrified. So you can boogie woogie woogie into the forest. Boogie woogie woogie through the mud. Or boogie woogie woogie to work, where you boogie woogie woogie down the hall to your boss's office to tell him you quit.
Sure got the boogie.
Then you boogie woogie woogie to the elevator as he boogie woogie woogies after you, begging, please, take me with you. Boogie. The electrified Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE. Learn more at Jeep.com. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If tales of ghostly hauntings, Bigfoot encounters, extraterrestrial interactions, and cosmic awakenings are your cup of tea, join me, your host, Eric Szilagyi, for Uncomfortable Podcast every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And as always, stay uncomfortable, my friends.
There'd be a lot of poop in my pants. I've seen a 6-foot alligator go swinging through the air and slam into a tree.
These guys are the scientists of the supernatural, lecturers leaving lessons for inquiring laymen. They are applying the scientific method to a world that baffles science. They are the cryptids of the corn.
But who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Batman.
Well, Mothman.
Oh yeah, Mothman.
A great white shark was stolen.
Oh, someone stole a shark?
I got stuff for you don't even know about.
She's a witch. She turned me into a newt.
Who knows? Anything could be possible.
It's really big abduction vibes.
Holy moly.
It sounds like you were abducted.
And it just stood up. I mean, it just like kept going and going. And she goes, what the?
Welcome back to the Corn Podcast. I am the great and powerful Mr. E.
And I am giant-minded Jay.
Ooh. And together, we are going to be joined by an amazing guest. I'm going to throw it over for Jay for intros.
So we are joined by a guest today on our show. We met him at the Southwest Virginia Bigfoot and Friends conference this past year. He's on another fellow podcaster. They cover the paranormal, the cryptid, in the Appalachia area. We're joined by Jimmy from Spooky Appalachia.
Woo!
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, it's good to finally get you on.
Yeah. A couple surgeries later, and here we are.
Well, we're glad to hear you're doing well.
No, thanks.
Yeah, like Jay said, we met at Southwest Virginia Bigfoot and Friends. And that's closer to where you guys are located, right?
It's about an hour away from where I live. I live Pulaski, Virginia. It's like right. It's kind of close to there. It's closer to West Virginia. I'm like 20 minutes from Princeton.
Okay. How far was it for us?
Felt too far. We had to drive through all those mountains and stuff.
What was it, like 10 hours?
Was it that long? I felt for eternity.
I know once we got...
That's a long drive for you guys.
And we got to Flatwoods. We were halfway there.
Yeah, we took a nap in the car.
Oh, did you guys try out that restaurant I told you about on the way back?
Yeah, the spot? We didn't try it, but we saw it because we didn't stop through Flatwoods on the way back home. Did we? Or no, we did stop through Flatwoods, but we didn't stick around. We just stopped at the museum.
Oh, if you went on Sunday, everything that's what it was. It was closed on Sunday.
Ah, okay.
Remember, we went to the parking lot. It was closed.
It was closed. You're right. Now I remember. And then we took back off.
That was a long time, but not a long time ago for us.
It's hard to remember.
It just feels like it was forever ago. But no, that was a lot of fun. But I'm going to throw it over to you because you got a script for us already. You're running the show.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy from Spooky Appalachia. If you haven't heard of us, we're primarily a YouTube channel. We've got a blog and a podcast too. We deliver a weekly paranormal story. For the most part, there are eyewitness accounts sent to us by our fans over email, social media. We also research interesting stuff like cryptids, hauntings, and urban legends, kind of like what you guys do. We write those up ourselves, but it's mostly the fan submissions. In addition to those stories, we travel around Appalachia to some of these locations we do the stories from because they're not far from me. And we try to film them, and those videos are up on our YouTube channel. People love those. Some of them get up like 1,500 hits on one of them. Like some examples, St. Albans Sanatorium in Radford, Virginia, Randolph House, Pulaski, Virginia, the Wood Booger Statue and Grill in Norton, Virginia, all the West Virginia cryptid museums I've filmed, and we just did a video in the Flatwoods Monster chairs, tracking those down. I think you guys saw those.
Yep.
We had a lot of fun doing that. And we've got invited to a couple haunted locations in Sutton to film those. So that'll be a lot of fun. Some history on Spooky Appalachia. I started Spooky Appalachia not too long before I met you guys. It was March 2022. I've always been a big fan of paranormal stories, like TV shows where they do the reenactments, and YouTube channels where they tell the stories. And I had a friend that did a YouTube channel that he stopped doing, but I wrote a couple of stories for him that people really liked, and I was like, maybe I could do that. I was like, I don't think I had the voice to do a YouTube channel, so I started the blog first, and then Phil came in, who helps me run it. He's my brother-in-law, and he did the audio, and then people really liked that. We were throwing the audio on YouTube, and then the YouTube kept picking up, and it surpassed the website by far. And everybody's like, "Oh, we love the YouTube. We love your YouTube." I'm like, "It's a blog." No, it just turned into a YouTube kind of slowly, and like I said, I was filming some of those locations. People really liked that. One of the locations for the Black Sisters where they haunt, several people said they saw stuff in the windows and stuff like that. That video just exploded with views after that. It's pretty creepy if you go to the right spot. It looks like there's like a face in the window. I thought that was kind of cool.
No,
My
thank
back
you.
wasn't there, so that was really neat. Let's see. I guess I could go. I could read off some of these stories I've written. These fan submissions that do really well. The first one I have for you guys was, have you heard of the Brown Mountain Lights?
Yes.
Brown Mountain, North Carolina?
Yes.
Okay, you have. A guy sent me some photos. I wish I would have thought to show you the photos. It's just these light streaks that are going across the mountain. It's really incredible looking.
So is the mountain Brown Mountain or the lights brown?
The mountain is light brown.
The mountain is
called
brown.
Brown Mountain.
Okay.
You're driving through North Carolina. I think I've been past it, and it's just like an overlook on the side of the road. It says, "Here's Brown Mountain." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I never thought anything of it until I saw something about it on TV, and I saw this guy had a YouTube channel where he took a bunch of photos of the lights. I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." I asked him for his story, and he wrote something up and sent it to me, and I can read this off for you guys.
Perfect.
Yeah, because I'm not too familiar with this one.
The most famous orbs lights in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, there's actually you guys have been to Point Pleasant, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Okay. There's actually the Mason County lights. There's a bunch of places around the U.S. that have some lights.
Mm-hmm.
Texas too. I've heard of Texas. It's near Morganton, North Carolina. There's an overlook, like I mentioned earlier, with a sign that says Brown Mountain. It's a great view. And if you pull over at nighttime, so like
I pulled it up.
People.
I pulled it up.
Oh, you pulled it up. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's crazy looking.
So tons and tons of people have seen these lights. The Brown Mountain ones. They're really popular because so many people have filmed them. Like it's all over the internet. If you do a search, Brown Mountain lights, it's everywhere. But this guy said that he's been up there about 7 or 8 times. Well, I'll read off his story. I've been up there probably 7 or 8 times and have seen the lights every time I've gone. I first went as a teenager with my father and a friend on a camping trip. My father knew about the lights and told me and my friend, so of course we wanted to see it ourselves. On our first trips, I didn't have a camera, but all 3 of us saw many strange lights down in Linville Gorge. We had never saw bright orange light hovering off the left. Oh, we even saw a bright orange light hovering off the left side. Sorry, I lost my place of the.
That's all good.
The rocks down there. After the initial trip and experience, me and my friend went back several times, specifically trying to see the lights again. During these few trips, I came prepared with a Canon DSLR camera and a 75 millimeter to 300 millimeter telephoto lens and a tripod. We hike around the area, and in the evening to kill time, and then once it's dark, we go out and start filming out at Wise Man's View Overlook to try to catch a glimpse of the lights. Around 9 p.m. is when he says they start seeing stuff. He sets up his camera, and the lights will appear in the gorge. He also mentioned that every time they try to get near the lights, they kind of move away. Like when you start getting near them, they start to move away. He really has no idea what they are. He guesses possibly spiritual or extraterrestrial. And he's had several different people with him, and they've all seen it every time.
Now, the cool thing about the Brown Mountain Lights is that, like you were saying, thousands and thousands of people have seen them. Everybody from police officers to open skeptics to deniers. Like, all these people see them. They're seen 2 out of 3 times most people go to visit. All kinds of random colors, all kinds of random shapes. But it's always Brown Mountain. Like you were saying, there's other spots. That it just seems like there's these. I kind of think we talk about it sometimes. These either portal areas or like these wells of energy, and I don't know if they hang around that.
Point Pleasant is like a huge place for paranormal.
Oh
activity, so of course they've got it.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So this will come out after this episode. This episode I'm going to reference, but we just did. We're doing an episode on mushroom sentientship, and I always kind of think of sometimes these orbs aren't them focusing energy, kind of like how they claim humans like astral project and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's these giant networks of intelligent fungus, and they're producing the light on top of them. It's crazy. I'm just crazy with mushrooms.
It could be a communication thing too.
Or
like them speaking to each other over distances.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get above the trees, to see each other.
Oh gosh, so that always, every time I see orbs and stuff like this, it always makes me think of that. But the Brown Mountain ones are the best ones in the world. We'll have to go down there soon.
Yeah,
I mean, I would just had the thought of maybe it is a point of like high energy for some reason, like an energy well, like you said, and like this is just a natural discharge of energy coming out. and then it manifests itself as, lights. And then maybe when you get closer, your own electromagnetic field kind of repels them away. So maybe it's not them intelligently moving away on purpose. It's just a natural thing. Your bubble pushes them back. I don't know.
What do you think, Jimmy?
I forget where I read that the Brown Mountain location. I don't have any. I forget where I read it. I definitely didn't write it down because I'm looking at my notes here and don't see it. But I saw something that there was a huge battle between native tribes in that area at the time, and there were a lot of deaths there. And when there's a ton of deaths somewhere like that, that causes spiritual activity. I mean, it could be that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would almost lean just the way it looks and moves around, possibly extraterrestrial. But why would they keep going back to the same place? Unless there's like maybe a base or something for them there,
Isn't there a mountain in Virginia somewhere that has a giant like military base inside the whole mountain?
I don't know.
I think I've heard that somewhere.
I've heard about.
Is that Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia. Somewhere in Virginia. I have to look this up.
I've never heard of that. West Virginia's got a huge bunker under Greenbrier, I think. The hotel, that big, huge hotel, Greenbrier, that place has got to be haunted, too. Been around since Civil War times.
Are you looking for your mountain, Jay?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find it. But I don't remember what it was called.
No, I'm sure we're going to...
Nothing in the news other than weather balloons now.
Oh, gosh, that whole thing.
Yeah, let's not... Yeah. We could get into that, but maybe we'll save that for later.
You give up on finding your military base?
Yeah, I can't. It's just showing like...
a whole episode on that.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, there was a crazy thing. We haven't ever... We're going to do a Brown Mountain special one day. But did you ever hear about like the giant police scene up there and everything?
At Brown Mountain?
I believe it was one night there was like, and this is, I can't even remember, like I'm going to say the 50s. But somebody escaped from a prison and they were going through the area. So the cops were chasing these lights that would just walk off cliffs and stuff like that, thinking that they were the lanterns of the prisoners that got away.
That's another thing that a lot of these lights people think are
ghost lanterns.
Yeah. Especially the Mason County lights. They're supposedly, that one is supposedly a ghost. The story behind that was there was 2 thieves that stole a bunch of silver from some guys rafting. No, actually, it was one thief. There were some guys rafting down the Ohio River, and he killed them, buried the silver in a spot, and then he got killed during some battle with the natives, and his ghost is supposedly headless and looking around that area constantly, holding a lantern for that silver.
Huh.
Still after the hunt, even after death.
Well, greedy.
Yeah. Greedy.
Punishment
ghost.
for being greedy.
Yeah.
Gotta see her watch your hoard.
Right, yeah.
You can never have it. No, the Brown Mountain lights are definitely crazy. What do you got next for us?
All right. This one, I don't know why I picked such long ones, but
it's all
this
good.
was a UFO chase that occurred in Troutville, Virginia, which is actually really close to where I met you guys in Salem, Virginia. It's just like right down the road. The year was 1974. I'll go ahead and read this off. It was August 1974. Okay, so it was late summer. It was a late summer night, about 11:30 p.m., August 1974. I was about 17 years old at the time. I was driving home from Nance, Virginia, which is located between Troutville and Buchanan. I was coming home from my girlfriend's house in Salem on Route 11, passing through Troutville. Coming into Troutville, I had noticed some relatively low lights and thought it might be a plane making an approach to the Woodrum Field in Roanoke. All of a sudden, I realized the lights did not seem to be moving, and I began to slow down until I came to a dead stop right in the middle of town, in front of the old Troutville Elementary School. That's when I noticed a dark triangular craft about 150 feet right above me with bright white light on each corner. My anxiety was rising, and I felt the hair on the back of my arms and neck standing straight up. I rolled down my window on my 1963 Oldsmobile and leaned very far out and took a look straight up. I was immediately impressed by the size of the craft, as it was at least as long and as wide as a football field. I also noticed there were no engine lights or motor sounds, but only a deep humming sound coming from the craft. It was so intense that I could feel the humming in my body. Now I was completely at a loss as to what I was seeing or what I should do. I had a gun in the car, and a quick thought passed through my mind that I should get it, but thankfully that thought went away as quickly as it had come. This was when the fear crept in. I realized how actually close I was to the craft. I was there and there had been no cars coming by from either direction in this short time that all of this had transpired. Erratic thoughts started racing through my mind. Would it try to hurt me, or would it even try to take me? I quickly ducked back in my car, rolled up the window, and stepped on the gas. Actually, I floored it and exited the Route 11 ramp towards my home in Nace. Now my 63 Oldsmobile was what I called a tank due to its size and being made of almost completely steel. Route 11 is a four-lane highway, 2 lanes in each direction. I had pegged the speedometer at 120 miles per hour, and I was cutting corners. I could see the craft was still very low and right behind me, following as I sped along. I was very frightened. When I came to the turnoff on my right to go to Nance on a backcountry road, I noticed there was another car coming along from the opposite direction. We passed one another just as I slowed down to turn off, and the other car was proceeding towards Troutville. It was then when I noticed the craft had stopped following me and started following the other car towards Troutville. While I was glad it was no longer following me, my fear had not yet subsided. I continued to speed the rest of the way home. Upon entering the front door to my parents' house, I saw my mom and dad still up, and immediately they noticed the state I was in. I told them that what had happened, and I was sure they were going to think I was nuts, but my dad said that he had seen several things in the sky out where we lived and was not surprised by my story. 48 years have passed since that night, and I still remember it like it happened last night. I went on to spend 20 years in the Army and only shared this story with about 10 people in that amount of time. I never talked about it a lot because I did not want to get looks from people and hear the comments that I feared would come my way. I had never made the judgment on whether or not this craft was something from our world. I personally believe it was something from another world. The government of our country has finally admitted that there are UFOs, but they really have not commented any further. I believe there's a lot more to these things, but for some reason they don't want to share that with the American people.
Wow.
Why have we gotten so far along? I don't know if it's just this country or if it's worldwide, where you just can't talk about this stuff without being ridiculed. Why is that a thing now? Oh, no, I think he froze again.
No, I don't think it's as big a thing anymore than it was like in the 60s and 70s.
Well, I still think it's very much a thing nowadays. Like, if you had this account happen to you and, you tried to tell anybody.
Yeah, I get that, but
why is
in the 70s they'd shoot you and lock you in a mental asylum forever till you died.
I guess why is it a thing at all? Like, is that something that was manufactured? Like,
well, you're getting a full view of how me and Jay argue. No, I think it comes from our evolutionary traits, like trickster behaviors are discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody playing tricks on us, we punish.
Right.
So that's the root of that. So you're assuming this person is playing a trick on you, so you lash out and punish.
Right. I guess that's the part was like you assume everything like this.
But
is
that's
just a trick.
I think our nature, not anything.
But I mean,
it helps.
What if it's just like something way more like a tumbleweed? You see that? Oh, I seen this rolling bush across the thing. People aren't gonna freak out and be like, "You crazy? You're insane." Bushes don't roll around, you know what I mean? But it's there. I saw it. A lot of people saw it. But no. You're nuts. Like he just said, his own dad saw it. I'm sure a lot of people saw it, but no one talked about it. Like, you're just insane. Is that just a natural thing, or was it something that was planted, over time to be a cultural thing?
Don't know.
I don't know either.
What do you think, Jimmy?
In Japan, pretty much everyone believes in spirits there. If you say you've seen a ghost or a place that's haunted, nobody blinks an eye.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a thing here.
Just makes me ponder or wonder. I don't know.
That's fine. When he gets off track. What do you think about the UFO chasing the car?
It kind of reminds me of not the Betty and Barney Hill situation, but almost like like we talk about, like a sentient kind of, maybe not so much a UFO, or a space alien craft, but like it could be like an organic being following them.
Organic UFO?
Yeah, organic
I
UFO.
could see it being attracted to the lights.
Even a mushroom, like an organic mushroom.
I could see it being attracted to the lights and following them around.
Probes from far off, or drones from far off galaxies, A lot of these, or most of them. I mean, what are we going to do once we first try to send something out there? We're going to send a drone or something out?
Well, we've already technically done it, I guess, with our rovers.
Flinging them.
It's like, that's pretty much it. That's a drone, right?
So, yeah. It's like, that'd be interesting. That's why there's not really anything in them. Like, there's no people or there's nothing like that. They're just flying around taking pictures of everything.
It's like the Terminator scanning everything.
I mean, that makes sense with, like, the Tic Tac's behaviors. Like, it didn't take any of the technology seriously because probably, light millions of years younger than it.
I should want. I hope it's not. My hope is it wasn't a drone from a far off place. I hope.
We're probably just in the back of a nature preserve.
Yeah.
I thought it was a weather balloon.
Yeah, nowadays we'll write it off as that.
Just a weather balloon. All right.
I posted a funny meme on Appalachian Paranormal you guys will like about that whole situation.
I'm looking. So where are we going next? Or do you have anything more to add?
To that one, no. I've actually got one from Ohio. If you guys take a quick look at that. It was actually the first one I was ever sent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oddly though, they sent it over Facebook Messenger. I was looking back the other day through a bunch of the people that have sent me stuff, and this is one of them. Have either, I don't know if they blocked me, deleted their accounts, or what, but it shows up as like a gray, the gray thing.
They could have just suspended their account or deleted their account.
Conversation there, but maybe the Men in Black got them.
You can't rule that one out either.
That's kind of weird. Whenever you're ready for me to start this one,
go ahead. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm incredibly slow.
We're always ready for Ohio stories.
Okay, this one was sent in by a fan named TJ. He said to call him TJ. It happened to him June 2016 in Aberdeen, Ohio.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that? Aberdeen? Yep. Okay.
That's over by it don't matter. It's over by Cleveland.
I was working the night shift at my local Taco Bell when I had one of the scariest moments in my life I have ever experienced. It was about 10 o'clock at night. The place was a graveyard. I was working the drive-through. We hadn't had a customer in hours, so I was catching up on cleaning. Suddenly, there was a loud, static sound coming through the drive-through headphones, so loud I had to take them off. I checked the camera. There was nothing out there, so I went about my business. I then started getting the feeling that someone was watching me. Shortly after, my coworker comes from the back and lets out a shriek. I turned to see a girl with jet black hair standing at the drive-through window facing us. My coworker and I look at each other in disbelief, and then hear the girl speak in a soft voice that still chills me to this very day. May I come in? My coworker and I just stood there for a moment, not knowing what to say. I responded, sorry, miss, the restaurant is closed for the night. We're only taking orders through the drive-through. Then the girl replies, please let me in. I really need to go to the bathroom. My coworker and I then looks at me and whispers, dude, maybe we should just let her in. She's just a kid. I shake my head no. Something just feels off about the whole thing. I mean, it's 10. What is a 10 or 11-year-old girl doing standing in a drive-through at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday night? I responded to the girl, I'm sorry. We can't let anyone in. We've closed the restaurant for the night. After a moment, the girl starts banging on the windows and shouting, let me in, let me in. I look at my coworker and ask, what should we do? He responded, I don't know, call the police. The girl then stops and stares at us, and that's when I see it, a set of pitch black eyes. After a few moments of silence, we hear a voice that sounds like something's coming from 1,000 miles away. Hello? We look in the direction it's coming from. It's the drive-through headset. We walk over to it, turning our backs to the girl. I responded, hello? The man on the other end responds, yes, I'd like 2 5-layer burritos. My coworker then shouts, oh.
No.
Welcome to BreezeLine, where you'll say, ta-ta T-Mobile, because we've got more reliable home internet that's a whole lot faster. In fact, 10 times faster. No, seriously, because we have real internet backed by our fiber-powered network. And T-Mobile, well, they just have a 5G cellular network. So act now to get superior home internet. Find your perfect speed with prices starting at just $19.99 a month for 24 months. Terms and conditions apply. Go to breezeline.com to learn more.
He lost him again.
Dang it. Oh, wait, you're back. You're back.
Okay. My coworker responded.
Yep. 5-layer burritos? I'd like 2 of them.
I'm sorry.
It made me laugh.
It's okay.
Okay. Sure. All right. Hello? We looked in the direction it's coming from. It's the drive-through headset. We walk over to it, turning our backs to the girl. I responded, hello? The man on the other end says, yes. Can I have 2 5-layer burritos? My coworker then shouts, oh my God, she's gone. I turn and look, and the girl is nowhere to be seen. Mm-hmm. After serving the guy in the drive-through, my coworker and I began to search things up on the internet, and found that we had just had an encounter with a black-eyed kid. I worked at that Taco Bell for about another 2 years before moving from Ohio. We never saw the girl again.
That is creepy.
Man, the black-eyed kids always get me.
So
I loved y'all's black-eyed kid episode. By the way, I listened to that. That was a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while, I guess, hadn't it?
Yeah, season 2 sometime.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, we appreciate that. That reminds me of having to be invited in.
We talked vampire.
They always want to be invited in. I've got a good one from Glade Springs, though. If you guys ever want to check it, it's a long one. I can send a link, but it's really good. Glade Spring, West Virginia.
Yeah, Ohio and West Virginia are just chock full of weird, paranormal, just
It's the top part of Appalachia is just crazy. But no, black-eyed kids, with that being invited in, it makes you really go towards the more demonic or the more evil.
It reminds me of the vampires from Buffy. That really, they're like, you gotta invite me in.
Yeah. Or that she just wanted a chalupa.
It's weird. 10-year-old. You should.
Or she just had to use that bathroom, man.
Right. Yeah.
Bringing that up.
What is that disease that causes kids to have black eyes? Remember we talked about it.
I can't remember.
It's like 1 in 10 billion kids have it.
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called. I don't know. Dilated. Maybe she just had her pupils dilated. She has had eye surgery.
She just went to the eye doctor.
The girl in Jay's grade, and I won't mention her name, but she was in Varsity Singers with us, but she wore these contacts that made her eyes turn black.
Huh.
Like, it was weird.
Like the contacts were black?
Yeah, but it turned all of her iris black.
Yeah. Yeah, screw that.
But,
it's creepy enough.
What do you think, Jimmy? Did she just want a sandwich? Or a burrito?
Taco.
She wanted do they still have kids meals there? Maybe that's what she wanted.
Yeah, just some cinnamon twists. Come on.
Cinnamon twists.
Yeah. When I was a kid, they had kids meals. You got like 2 tacos and some cinnamon twists, a drink.
Yeah, you got a toy too, I think.
Yeah, everything's gone down.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh man, see, I don't know. That would be instead of telling her to just leave or sorry, my response would have been, okay, grab the gun under the register and shoot her. Shoot this thing.
It's Ohio.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on what Taco Bell you're at.
Yeah.
But someone banging on the glass with jet black eyes, I wouldn't have hesitated. At least throw a taco at her or something.
I'd be in
jail. In the black eyes with some hot sauce, right? Diablo.
Yeah. Skip the mild. Go straight for the Diablo.
Yeah.
What's your sauce packet say now? Chuck it at him.
Die, vampire.
Be mine forever.
I don't know. What's your thoughts on the black-eyed kids?
I don't know. I don't know what they could be, but they have always creeped me out. Like, just awful, creeped out. Yeah, it's like you said. It kind of sounds like something kind of demonic. Just the way it wants to be. They want to be let in, and they're always between 7 and early teens.
Yeah,
maybe.
7 to 12 is what most of them.
Yeah, the little kids sound like they're wearing like old timey clothes, and like the teenage ones sound like it's like jeans and a hoodie. I think
it's just so strange.
Yeah.
Like, what do they want?
Not sure.
What's the point? I don't know. What's their mission?
The weird rules that they have, too.
Yeah.
It makes them seem even more demonic.
The kind of interesting part about that story, too, is hearing that static in the headphones. Like, that's them appearing or something. Or, like, whatever caused them to appear, wherever they came from, caused a disturbance that you could audibly hear. Enough to take your headphones off. Like, that's pretty strange. A weird element to the story.
Burn down the Taco Bell.
Yeah, just burn it down.
Just burn down the Taco Bell.
One story that I heard of, I don't know what this was, but the people said that the black-eyed kids turned around and walked off towards a black vehicle, and there were 2 men in black type people, black suits, black and sunglasses at night.
Yep, they came in.
Got in the car and drove off. Did you guys hear that one too?
Yep, we covered that one because that's the one they got inside the house to make a phone call, and then they called their quote unquote parents.
Yeah,
that's a weird one.
So are they are they the young version of the Men in Black or?
But then what's the Men in Black?
I mean
them grown up.
Men in Black. If you read those accounts from like John Keel's book, were kind of strange acting too. And
very weird.
So could be.
Very
could
weird.
Be young MIBs.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Larva.
Yeah, they're larvae. Yeah. What's a young reptile called? Like the baby stage of a reptile.
Depends on the reptile.
I'll just name one.
A pythlet.
They're pythlet? Okay, they're the pythlet version of these reptilian Men in Black.
Hatchlings.
Yeah, they're hatchlings.
Oh, God.
MIB hatchling.
Pitelet.
What are you laughing at me about?
Because you knew, like, I knew there had to be a word somewhere.
Everybody, Jay's drinking and I'm utterly exhausted.
That's a good dynamic.
Yeah. Okay, where are we heading to next? He may be frozen. We'll give him a minute.
This one. All right.
There we go. You're back.
You're back.
Okay. This last one, I don't know if you guys have seen, but we get a ton of Mothman encounter stories.
Yeah, we used one of your guys's.
What?
We used one of your guys's in our Mothman special.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we get them a lot. I started off featuring some that had been sent to the Mothman Museum. I've got permission to use all those. They forward some on to me too, the newer ones, but most of them come from our Facebook groups. This one did. It was one of the first ones that was sent to us. It took place in 2019 in Michigan. Let's see. What did she say her name? Lori? Her name was Lori. Okay. It was in southern Michigan, 2019. Okay. All right. I've shared this story before. I am reluctant to share it again. I'm sure it'll sound like I'm bat poop crazy, but the truth is, this happened without a doubt. I live in southern Michigan in the U.S. A couple years ago, back in 2019, I was on my way home from a friend's house. It was about 11 p.m. I was alone in my F-150 truck. I was sitting at a red light about a mile from my house. I was completely sober, no drinking, no drugs, no other cars at the intersection, just me. As I waited for the light to green, something fluttering caught my eye in my rearview mirror. At first, I thought it was a big bird, but as I continued to stare, I saw this was no bird. It was huge, flying about 6 to 8 feet off the ground on the road behind me, heading directly at me, probably a good city block behind. I saw its wings flapping as it got close. I could see each wing was about 6 foot in wingspan. It had a human-type body. It was all black. I was frozen in fear at this time. I may have even stopped breathing. My mind raced to try to justify what I was seeing. My eyes quickly darted around looking for flags, banners, or something that could possibly create this image I was seeing on the road. There was nothing. It had just reached the bed of my truck when the light turned green. I broke my stare and floored it out of there. Funny how your mind races and your body freezes while trying to justify what you're seeing. That was the most awful fear I ever experienced. When I got home, I was still trembling. Reality set in. To this day, I don't know what the heck it was that I saw. I searched the net to give you an idea of what I saw. I know what this sounds like, but I never saw it again, and I hope that I never do.
It's a very typical Mothman, I guess, story for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like that one that chased that car. But yeah, why do you, even though your mind's racing like 100 miles an hour when you're seeing something crazy, your body does freeze up. Happens.
Yeah. It's because we're prey.
Yeah, at that point.
No, it's not. That's not a joke. It's why we tense up, we freeze, because we don't have the immediate predatory reaction.
It's like those goats that freeze when you run up on them.
Kind of. That's genetic disorder, but no, we freeze because predators base a lot of their decisions on movement.
Okay,
so your body's like, hey, take a second and decide what you're going to do.
Still as a statue or run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you freeze, is your body's like, hey, stop for a second. Really weigh this out.
You know exactly what this is, though. It wasn't a Mothman, right?
What was it?
It's a sandhill crane.
It was a big one.
Clearly cut and clear.
Sandhill crane.
Yeah.
Big one.
Clear example of a sandhill crane. This is their behavior.
Humanoid, roughly.
If I was a published scientist at a university, that's the response I would give.
Oh gosh, that was the DNR.
Who knows who it was? It's all of them.
It was one guy I threatened.
They're just non-believers. They're arbiters of truth. That's what they are.
You're on a whole kick tonight.
A little bit. No, these stories are fun though. These stories.
You picked some good stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked on my Discord what everybody's favorite stories were, and these were the ones that came up the most.
Well, all these kind of like give you a little example of things going on, not just in the world, but locally in our country or in our states and stuff, that are phenomena that are happening that we don't actively put any money towards. Trying to figure out what's going on. There's no really effort. It's just people in their own individual, what's the word I'm searching for, Matt? Just your own hard work and dedication. If you're intrigued in this stuff, to actually research it yourself. But there's nothing publicly funded to figure out what's going on with these things that we know are going on. There's account after account after account of these things happening, but there's no effort to figure it out. From whether it be an academic point of view, even a government point of view, or just it's got to be your own volition. And kind of I don't know, just all these things. It's kind of weird when you put it all together and ask the question, why not? Why aren't we spending scientific grants and money, trying to figure these things out that we know exist? But nope, it's nonsense. That's how it's always viewed as, for the most part, how I think it is.
Are you just taking advantage because I'm really tired?
I'm just speaking my mind.
I know, you're trying to fill the air.
I don't know. These thoughts are in my head. All these things, just...
I know, I'm picking on you.
All these things overlap. They're all very different, though. Like, we had a cryptid, Mothman, we had the lights, orbs, we don't know what they are. The black-eyed kids, it was a whole other thing, whether it be a cryptid or an alien thing, we don't know. The UFO thing, too. Like, alien...
Getting chased by a UFO.
Yeah.
How crappy is your night?
And then the kid, then he was 17 at the time. He said his dad had been seeing the same things. It's all reoccurring things.
There's a lot of UFO sightings in our area and all through West Virginia. I think Ohio too.
Oh yeah. Ohio, West Virginia is just chock full of all this. Can we lump it all under paranormal stuff?
I think that's fine. Extraordinary.
Yeah, there we go. Extraordinary. Yeah. And is it the mountains?
Yeah. I've got a guy that lives about half an hour away from me that told me that pretty much any night, if he goes out with a thermal camera, he'll catch a UAP just almost any night. If the weather conditions are right.
Right. Yeah. If it's a clear night or something.
Yeah.
That'd always be interesting to do if you had a camera set up, just point it at the sky, but then, have it record when there's motion detected or something.
Until it throws a freaking cow through your roof.
Yeah, right. Well, that'd be cool to catch on camera.
No, the whole camera's gone. Whole roof's gone.
The cow lands on it.
Jean jacket.
Right, yeah. Gets sucked up into the sky.
I think I told you guys I run the one of the things I do for the Mothman Museum is I run that moth cam stream. I think I told you guys that when I met you. And, I either got a meteor or a UAP on that one time.
What?
Somebody wrote in and told me. Well, I went back in and pulled the footage because YouTube cuts it out after 12 hours. It's either a meteor or a UFO on the moth cam.
Well,
up on our YouTube.
For everyone listening, what is the moth cam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the moth cam. It's the 24/7 stream of the Mothman statue.
Oh, okay.
We had I don't remember if Rachel and Sean seen it when we were out there at 1:30 a.m.
Oh yeah, was that when we were traveling?
Yeah, we were going to Virginia. So we stopped at every time we passed the statue,
we just pull over.
We got to pull over and get a picture with it. So it's 1:30 a.m. and we're getting all these stupid pictures with the Mothman statue, doing stupid stuff, poses and stuff. And I look up and I'm like,
in the window.
I thought it was just some...
the Men in Black.
I thought it was some crazy guy staring at us, watching us do all these dances with the Mothman.
He really jumped.
At 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, he jumped in fear. Hey.
And then I think some of our listeners tracked it down and watched it before it went over.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
We were also delirious and tired.
The second story window, that's a mannequin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we found that out after.
Because I was just like,
no, we didn't know.
We were exhausted. It's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, when it's 1 a.m, it's all dark out, and then that one room is lit up, and you just happen to catch your eye, and there's like a man staring at you.
Freaks people out all the time. That's where one of the cameras is, though. It's Jeff Walmsley calls it the MIB cam on the second floor.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you find that date, I don't know if it's recorded forever, but there's a video of Justin jumping.
It's only around for 12 hours, but chances are somebody was watching you. If you pull that thing up, there's usually a couple people watching that thing at any given time. I've been up with my kids in the middle of the night. There's 3 or 4 people watching at 3. I'm like, really?
So weird.
You're watching this thing at 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you this. We kind of grew up or blew up in Australia, and we're doing some stuff with them this upcoming week. And a lot of their favorite cryptid is the Mothman.
Everybody's is.
So
Everybody.
That's what we're talking about with them on Wednesday.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But it's just like there's something special. The Mothman has its own
aura.
It's on a whole different level.
Got a cult following,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
It's almost like a movie star when you really think about it.
Well, it kind of was at one point.
Well,
right?
it was, but especially in this field that we do stuff in, it's the Mothman.
Yeah,
Bigfoot doesn't have a location, even though Mothman's seen all over the place. But
right.
when you say Mothman, it's Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Yeah, and the bridge.
The TNT plant. It's all a complete package. It sells so great across overseas and stuff like that. So it doesn't surprise me at all. There's some Australian or New Zealander sitting there at 3 a.m. our time.
I've got a Australian Twitter follower that follows me who's obsessed with Mothman and told me he loves the Mothman stories that we get. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I love Mothman, but I've always been creeped out by Mothman. I think I was like, when I was a kid, I always checked out cryptid books from the library, and I read about the Mothman. I was like, oh my gosh,
right?
It freaked me out. But I'd always been into Mothman, and I went to the Mothman Museum one day and saw that their moth cam was out. And I was like, I was like, you got, and actually this was my second time there, and I noticed it again the second time there. And I was like, you guys need help with this thing? I played with cameras, and at the time I was doing a lot of Arduino and Raspberry Pi stuff, and I talked to them about it, and next thing I knew, I was building that for them, and a couple other projects, and just do stuff here and there. I go there a couple times a year and help out with stuff. Pretty cool.
That's awesome. So everybody at home, you're talking to the Mothman cameraman.
Ooh. Add that to your resume.
That is a resume builder right there.
Right, yeah.
Now, and you have some other stuff involved down there too, don't you?
Yeah, I built an arcade cabinet I took that a template for that Flappy Bird game, if you guys remember that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I took that and I switched out the sprites and I added Mothman, and it's in an arcade cabinet in one of the shops there.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're gonna build an exhibit around it in the museum, but it's there. I think I've got a picture of it somewhere. I don't know why I didn't take a bunch of pictures of it, but
what did they call it?
Cool.
What was the name of the game?
Flappy Mothman.
Flappy Mothman, of course.
Yeah. It's sitting in the Bunker 304 shop right now, which is a retro store.
Yeah, we were there. Yeah. Cool store.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
It's sitting on a Craftsman toolbox type thing, or a Coca-Cola thing. I can't remember. It's a red kind of toolboxy thing.
Okay.
Is where it's sitting right now. And there's a couple other weird random things around there I've fixed up, and then sometimes I'll help out with either the website or the little kiosk thing that's out front, or there's probably a couple other things. And then I think there's some more things for the future projects that are coming up upstairs and that I'm going to be doing.
Awesome.
They're doing an escape room and an indoor cryptid golf course.
Oh,
what?
Project that they're doing.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait.
Mini golf course.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah, we need more things like this in the world.
And that's why we go to Point Pleasant 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah.
How far is it for you?
Oh, for me, about. It depends on traffic, but it's a little under 3 hours till it floats around about 3 hours depending on traffic.
That's where we're at too.
Yeah, about that same for us. Coming from the opposite end.
Literally, as far in Ohio you can get away from Point Pleasant is where we're at.
Yeah, just about.
I mean, literally. I mean, if you drew a line to make it the most difficult drive.
Yeah, we're doing
that's
it.
But no, I think we've came to the end, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So would you please re-shout out yourself, tell everybody where they can find your stuff, and I'll have links below.
Okay. The place we want you guys to go is our YouTube channel. It's YouTube / at Spooky Appalachia. We've got all kinds of great videos with stories like these. We get them all the time. We feature one a week. We do these travel videos where you can see like the Mothman Museum, the Flatwoods Monster Museum, Bigfoot Museum, haunted locations, you name it. We're gonna try and film it. And then we do some reaction videos to paranormal clips too. Be sure to check that out, and definitely check us out. Subscribe. Oh, we're doing a big giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep. Tell them.
One of those famous Flatwoods monster lanterns like you've got back there.
Oh, yeah.
We're always dying for those things. A Bigfoot plushie, and a Mothman figurine that's going to come with a stack of a box of MetaZoo cards. And
sweet.
Once we hit 1,000, I'm frozen.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep going.
So once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're going to pick out 3 winners for these prizes. We're going to put all the names of subscribers that comment regularly into a hat. Draw 3 out to win these 3 prizes after we hit 1,000.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if this will be out in time, but if it is, rush over there right now.
Yep. Subscribe and comment. Get in that drawing.
Yeah.
And we got to tell everyone, do not sleep on the blog. Check out the blog.
I've used it.
Yes. It's good content there, too.
It's a good resource for people doing what we do, you know? That's
it really is.
Right. It's not all about the YouTube and the videos and stuff. You got to go to the source material sometimes. The blog, people.
Now, I'll say this from my personal experience. I don't use YouTube for any of like our episodes. I can't. I'm doing like when I need to read to get the information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I had it up just now. I was reading it off.
I'm just trying to give you a boost there because I know you put a lot of work and effort into the blog. You got to give it some love too.
You still with us?
Yeah, I'm still.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So thank you again, Jimmy, for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's been a long time coming. You know how we like to end this? We're going to count down from 3. We'll all scream by, and then the outro will play. You ready?
Yeah.
3,
1,
2.
Oh, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Bye. Thank you for listening to Cryptids the Corn podcast.
Please share with a friend you think would like us. It's the best way to help our show grow.
Leave a comment, rate us, a 5-star review, and remember, there is always extra content on Patreon.com/CryptidsTheCorn.com.
And don't forget, stay magical.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.